Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to sit down and film another hidden gems and underrated makeup video. I love doing these. I love discovering new products that I feel like are kind of flying under the radar and people aren't talking about, and also just things that I've had in my collection for a while, but I'm kind of wondering, like, why is nobody talking about this? So everything that I'm going to talk about in today's video is more drugstore or affordable. There's one product that's a little bit more on the expensive side, so let's talk about that one first really quick, and that is the new Nabla Read My Mind palette. I got this at Ulta very recently, so if you're in the US, you can grab it there. If you're international, I believe Beauty Bay sells Nabla, and they also have an international website that ships worldwide too. And I was so excited to see them launch a new palette, but I really haven't heard much, if anything, about it. I feel like as a brand in general, Nabla is one of those that just sort of flies under the radar and you don't hear a lot of people talking about them, but their formula is so incredible. If you guys have watched my eyeshadow palette collection or declutter videos, you know I have so many Nabla palettes and they're just beautiful. I always love their color stories. The formula is just so good as well. And this one I just think is so cool when it comes to the layout of the palette. So they have everything arranged in rows like this that are complementary. So you have a scarlet row at the top, then the second row is rosé, the third row is sage, and then the last one is honey. But you can also break these up into quads. So you can see how they've also kind of broken it up with lines in the palette. So I'll just show you guys up close so you can see it a little bit better. The outer packaging is so cute as always. I think they do a great job with their outer packaging. It's always very artistic. And then inside you can get a look at the colors. I think the colors are beautiful. It's very like kind of earthy and muted, but yet it's a little bit colorful. You do have some color to play with. It's not all neutrals. And you can see how the rows are highlighted by just having a different color on the palette itself running behind those colors. And then the quads are broken up by those gold frames around each one. So I love that they've kind of done the work for you and given you some guidance as to, you know, what colors to pair with what. It really takes the guesswork out of things. But if you skip around in the palette and just put together colors yourself, I mean, you can obviously do that as well. Let me just show you guys the swatches really quick so you can see. I mean, obviously very pigmented. Some of the shimmer shades are toppers while others are more fully pigmented. But I think all in all, it's just a gorgeous formula. And I swatched these by quads. So you have like this one here, then you have this one, then this one, and then the last one. And then you can also see them by rows. So you have the scarlet row here, these four, and then the rosé row. And then you have the sage row, and then you have the honey row. So you can kind of get a good idea of what the colors would look like paired together when they're swatched out as well. So I've just been loving this palette, having so much fun using it, playing with it, and I'm just kind of blown away by the fact that really not a lot of people talk about Nabla. It's just one of those brands that I thought would become more popular once they came to Ulta because it's way more accessible than it used to be, but I've been buying their palettes since, like, I used to order from their website in Italy and have it shipped all the way here because I've been a big fan for many years now, but you know, I thought when they came to Ulta that kind of everybody would get on board. And I don't know why that is, so I'd love to hear your take on that down below in the comments. Next up is a product I've had for a few months now. I want to say I got them either the end of 2021 or like early 2022, and that's these soft matte cream blushes from LA Girl. I've been really enjoying LA Girl's releases lately. I just think they have so many amazing products, from their palettes to their eyeliners, which are incredible. Their concealer's really good and their foundation mixers. So I just think that they often are a hit for me versus a miss. And these were absolutely a hit, but I don't really hear a lot of people talking about them. And it's strange because I feel like cream blushes are having such a big moment. And I wouldn't even really go so far as to call these a cream. They're kind of more like a liquid blush, but they have like this beautiful soft matte finish, so they don't remain sticky or tacky on your cheeks. They dry down completely, but yet you have a little bit of time to work with them. So you could do like kind of how I do and just squirt a little bit on your hand and then take your finger, dab it in and kind of pat them on. Or, you know, you can put it on your hand and pick it up with a beauty blender. You can pick it up with a brush, whatever you want to do. I feel like these are so versatile and they work work with any different option that you want. And I also really like the packaging of these too, because they have sort of this needle nose applicator that's really skinny, and you can just squirt out the tiniest little bit. That's really all you need because these are very pigmented. A little goes a long way. And with something like the Glossier Cloud Paints, they have like this big wide open applicator, and I always end up getting too much product. So I love the applicator on these. Let me show you guys the swatches and all the colors. So from left to right, we have Cutie, Rosebud, Grace, Blissful, Kiss Up, and then Hot Shot. And I think all of these colors are just gorgeous. I'm wearing a mix of Rosebud and Cutie on my cheeks today. I started out with the Rosebud, and then I realized that my eye look wasn't quite as pink as I thought it was gonna be. So I kind of peached it up a little bit with the Cutie shade. So I have just a combo of these two on, but just layering this one on top kind of made this one a little bit less pink, because I feel like the Rosebud one is definitely a true like cool tone pink, and it just looked like it clashed a little bit with my eyes. So anyway, really been loving these. If you like cream blushes, I highly recommend them. They also last the entire day on your cheeks. I forgot to mention that. They have great longevity, and they just come in the prettiest colors. And then a bronzer that I've really been enjoying as well is from SheGlam. This is their Sun Sculpt Liquid Contour. So the one that I'm wearing all over today is actually more of a bronzer shade. It's Golden Sun, but I also have one called Soft Tan, which is more like a contour. It's really cool toned, almost like a grayish color, but this is not one that I would use all over my face. I generally use Golden Sun, and what I'll do is just open it up. I usually tap a couple dots on my forehead and just blend it with my fingers. You can use a brush again or a beauty sponge if you want to, but I just feel like my fingers is like the super quick and easy method. So let me show you guys just close up of the packaging. It comes in the same packaging as their liquid blushes, and also the same packaging as the Profusion liquid blushes as well. I think it's beautiful. It has this kind of sponge tip applicator that just makes it really super easy to just dot it on anywhere that you want to. And the formula is super blendable. It's more of, I would say, like a serum than a cream. It's very runny, so it has a really seamless blend to it. It looks just like your skin, and I don't feel like I have to work with it too long. It just kind of blends in just super, super fast. So I'll show you guys these two colors and how they look blended out. They do have other options as well. I just felt like these two were the best like for my fair to light skin tone, but I believe they do have deeper shades on their website. So yeah, these are a really fun way to use a bronzer. I normally am like a powder bronzer person, or maybe even a cream bronzer, but I don't have a lot of experience with liquid formulas, and I just have had so much fun playing with this, and it's just a super easy way to get bronzed up really quickly. And having dry skin, I feel like it looks a little bit more natural than a powder would kind of sitting on top of my skin. This looks really undetectable, so I love that. Next up, I have some new cream eyeshadows that I wanted to share with you. First up is from Moira Beauty. These are, I don't know what they're called exactly. Let me see. The Total Match Duo Shadows. So these have a matte shadow on one side and a shimmer on the other. So you can basically just use this as like a one and done. You don't really need anything else. They remind me in that way of the shadow duos that Huda Beauty had come out with a while ago. I don't know if she still makes them or if those were like a limited thing, but it was the same kind of concept. You had a matte shadow on one side and then a shimmer on the other. So today I am wearing the Sweet and Sour one, which has like a pink matte shadow on one side and then like this really beautiful kind of peachy pink shimmer. So let me just show you guys kind of what that looks like really quick. What I did was I took the matte shadow and I put a little bit on the back of my hand. Then I dipped like a crease brush into it and I just applied the matte pink into my crease. And then I took the shimmery shade and basically just opened it up, put a little on my finger like that, and then just patted it all over my lid. I really just did more of a sheer wash, but you can build it up and make it like a little bit more opaque if you want to. I just thought it looked really pretty with a sheer wash, so I just kind of left it alone. But I've been playing with these now over the past week or so, and they really have such amazing staying power. In fact, the first day I got these in the mail, I swatched one on my hand just to see what they were like. And then, you know, after a few minutes, I looked at it, I washed it off, but it did not come off. Like I still had, especially the matte shade was just stuck on my hand. And I tried washing my hands again later. I mean, it was there through several hand washings. So these definitely have like a really great hold, and they don't crease at all. They set down, I would say, fairly quickly, especially if you're shearing it out and using it with a brush and you're not like globbing a bunch of it on and just working in light layers. It dries extremely fast, but you still have enough time, I feel like, to play with it and kind of blend it out. So let me just show you guys what these look like up close. I feel like they're the most beautiful duos. They're just so complementary to each other. And like I said, just really easy. Like you don't have to think too hard about it. So when you look at the swatches, the first duo from left to right is One and Only. The second one is Peaches and Cream. Then the third one is Sweet and Sour, which is the one that I'm wearing today. The fourth one is Sugar and Spice. Then we have This and That. And the last one is Nice and Easy. So I've really been enjoying these. I feel like they're a great option for the summertime. I tend to just go for like really low maintenance, low key kind of looks in the summer. And these you can just kind of swipe them on with your finger if you want to. You can even just forget the matte shade and just put the shimmer all over your lid, like one and done. And Moira is always super affordable as well. And I have a coupon code to save you 15%. I did check it works on these. So I'll go ahead and leave that link down below in case you want to check these out. Another cream eyeshadow that I found over on Amazon are these new Chameleon Gel eyeshadows from Folklore. So I haven't talked about Folklore in a while on my channel, but I really enjoy their eyeshadow palettes. I think they have such an amazing formula, and I really need to take those palettes out and play with them again because it's been quite a while. But I happened to see that they had opened a store on Amazon, so you can be sure that you're getting it from the brand. But anyway, these are the coolest thing. When I saw these, I couldn't pick what colors that I wanted, but I didn't want to buy too many in case I didn't like the formula. So I got 2 different shades to try, and I'll show you what these look like up close. The container they come in is so adorable. I really love it, and you can see that these are multi-chrome shadows, so they're not just like a duochrome. I mean, they have quite a few different colors going on. One of them, Moonlight Disco, is kind of like a purple, but it shifts to yellow and turquoise, and there's a bunch of different colors. And then the other one is Wisdom Glow, and that one has a white base, but I see some yellow shifting in there, some purple, some blue. So these are really just super stunning. But when I swatched these underneath the light that I usually do my swatches under, I was really disappointed because I didn't see them shifting all that much, particularly the Moonlight Disco one, which is the darker shade. I just felt like it looked like a plain old purple. The other one looked like it was shifting a little bit, but it just didn't look quite as intense as it looks in the little pot. So I was really bummed, and after I was done filming my swatches, I walked out of the room to go and wash them off, and I realized that in more natural lighting, you can see the shifts. So maybe my light was just too bright, I don't know, but here's what they look like in actual like natural lighting by the window. And I feel like this is what you're gonna see like in everyday life. You're not walking around with studio lights. So it was a nice surprise that these actually are shifting colors, and they just look absolutely stunning. They have more of like a gel-like formula, kind of similar to the ones in the Moira duos or really any liquid eyeshadow that I've used in the past. So I feel like they do work best like with your finger, just kind of patting it on. And I had no issues with longevity either. I felt like these stayed on my eyes really well. Granted, I do have very dry eyelids. I know somebody who has oily eyelids might have more of an issue with cream shadows breaking up or creasing. So I'm not 100% sure how they'll work if you're more oily, but on my dry lids, they worked great. Next up, I have a lip product I wanted to share with you. These are from Physicians Formula. It's their Diamond Plumper lip gloss. So these are from their Mineral Wear line, and they're supposed to be like non-irritating, and I definitely agree with that. I'm not a big fan of lip plumpers for the most part because they just kind of sting and burn and like irritate my lips and make them more dry. And while these do give you like a little bit of a tingle, I feel like it's not even as much as the tingle that you get in like the Buxom glosses. It's very mild, and it doesn't last very long. It's just kind of initially, and then it goes away. One thing I really love about these is the scent. They kind of smell like the Maybelline Lifter glosses. They're very like vanilla, kind of vanilla cookie type of a scent, and I love that as well. Sometimes plumping glosses have a minty scent, which I'm not a fan of, or sometimes they kind of smell like menthol. These actually smell really good. And I have to say, they really work. These have hyaluronic acid in them and other nourishing ingredients that are supposed to like kind of smooth out your lips, and I found that they really do give a nice plumping effect. So I want to show you guys a couple before and afters. I tried on all of the colors that I have, or almost all of them. I didn't try on the clear one just because it's clear, but let me show you guys some of the other colors. The first one's called Champagne Cushion Cut, and this one is kind of like a peachy pink. But as you can see, I just feel like it really enhanced, especially like my Cupid's bow, that area in the middle of my top lip. I feel like it just looks a little bit more defined. And the whole outline of my lips in general, when I wear these, I feel like it just kind of adds a little bit more definition to that. And it doesn't look quite as like, I don't know, fuzzy. I don't know if that's the right word, but it just like my lips look a little bit more crisp and like outlined when I wear these, even if I'm not wearing a lip liner. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The second one is Light Pink Princess Cut. This one actually in real life, it looks almost like it has a bit of a shift to it. It looks like sort of a white milky gloss, but it shifts to a little bit of light pink and also a little bit of golden color as well. You can't really tell in pictures because it basically just looks clear, but one thing that struck me about this one is just like how much smoother my lips look. Like without any color on them or anything, since this is so sheer, you can really see that it minimizes a lot of the lines in my lips, so I was really impressed with that as well. The next color is Pink Radiant Cut, and this one looks bright hot pink in the tube, but it's actually a little bit more sheer. I really like this color a lot. I think it's beautiful, and it just adds a little bit of pink to your lips. So this one's one of my favorite colors. And then the last one I have is Brilliant Berry Diamond. This one also looks really like kind of like a deep purple or maroon in the tube, but on your lips, it just looks like kind of a bright berry color. This one's probably my least favorite color of all of them, but you guys know I tend to just wear like a nude or a pink lip most of the time. So anyway, I really like these a lot. I highly recommend checking them out. I feel like to me, these are almost as good as the Maybelline Lifter glosses. They're very, very similar, except that these tingle a little, and I feel like these actually have some plumping action, whereas I feel like the Maybelline ones just make your lips look a little bit more plump because they're more hydrated, but it doesn't have that tingle. So I don't always feel like using a plumping gloss. I feel like I'm more likely to reach for the Maybelline Lifter glosses on a daily basis, but I really do like how these look and just kind of sharpen up my lip lines and just make everything look a little bit plumper. And I feel like they're very hydrating as well. So definitely give these guys a try if you see them in store. And then last but not least, I just want to quickly talk about my lashes that I'm wearing because I always get so many questions on those. A lot of you guys don't even realize that I'm wearing false lashes. I get so many questions like, what mascara do you have on? I feel like it looks like I'm wearing false lashes, but I think these are probably the most natural ones you can get. These are from Kiss. I get them on Amazon. They usually are like a one-day delivery, and these are all the same one. They're all the number 11. I have tried like other different versions, and I just love the number 11s the best because I feel like they're the most natural looking. And I also want to show you guys what I do with these because I don't use the entire lash. You can probably see that in the top row here. I have like a little piece that's cut off. My eyes are generally a little bit too small to wear a full lash, and when I used to try, it was always popping off everywhere and looking unnatural. And then I saw on Risa Does Makeup's channel, she was saying to kind of cut them and to use the inner portion of the lash. So let me show you guys quickly up close what I do. So here's the lash itself, and what I do is I take a scissor and I cut it not quite in half, but just a little bit more than halfway. And the part that I keep is actually the inner part of the lash because I feel like this is the part that looks the most natural. The outer end is usually just really, really long and wispy. And what I want to do is blend these into my natural lashes. So you can see this inner corner piece right here is probably not any longer than my lashes when I'm wearing mascara. And then towards the outer edge, they get just a little bit longer, but that would have been the middle of the lash before, if that makes sense. So what I do is I just take the lash and I put it on the outer edge of my eye. So that inner portion of the lash that's supposed to be like over here in the inner corner kind of starts in the middle right here. and that's about the same length as the rest of my lashes with mascara on. So it just kind of blends very seamlessly. And then this outer corner is what would have been the middle of the lash before. So I just feel like that gives a really natural look. And the way that I attach them is with an eyeliner glue. This is also from Kiss, and I also get this on Amazon. So there's two different ones. There's a black version and a clear version. I started out using the black version because I was thinking I would have to hide a band, but luckily these So Wispy ones from Kiss actually don't have a visible band. It's invisible. And I realized that I don't always want to wear black eyeliner. Like today I'm wearing brown eyeliner, for example. So I do my eyeliner first, and then I just apply the clear just right along my lash line. Very, very easy. And then the lash just sticks right to it. So you don't have to mess with like putting glue on the lash and like waiting for it to get tacky. None of that. And this works so well. It holds like a dream. So I was someone who absolutely never wore false lashes up until just a couple of months ago. But once I figured out how to wear them and this glue liner, it was just game changing for me. So if you have always wanted to wear false lashes and kind of wasn't sure how it was going to work out for you, give these a try. I think you'll really find them very user friendly. And even if you are somebody who wears lashes, but you kind of struggle with them a little bit, these are awesome. So I'll go ahead and leave everything linked down in the description box, particularly like this exact style that I like to use. So anyway, guys, those are some underrated products that I feel like nobody is talking about here on YouTube. I would love to hear your thoughts on these down below. Are you planning on trying any of them, or have you already? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're new to my channel and you like drugstore makeup and dupe videos, I do a lot of those here on my channel, so be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care. Bye.